And the absolute best, greatest, most amazing camera for photography, videography, and vlogging in 2017 is whatever you can get your hands on. And that might feel like a little bit of a cop-out and not what everybody's expecting, but you don't see the messages that I'm getting from people on a consistent basis where they're asking, is this camera better than this camera? Or what should I get? Should I get this thing or should I get this thing? Or what about this lens versus this? Stop. Stop. Like if you're actually at the point where you want to create something and you're trying to find the best tool for creating, many times those tools are the very things that stop you from what really matters. For photography, for videography, for vlogging, the thing that matters the most is a little bit of what's up here, but mostly what's in here. That it's about you taking what's inside your heart and your personality and finding a way to communicate that to the world. And I'll tell you, it doesn't matter if you have like a slightly fancier camera like this, or you just have a phone like this. Either of these tools are going to allow you to start creating good content. Now, could the quality of the content be better? Sure. Could one be slightly better for wedding videography than another tool? Sure. But ultimately, it's about you and your skills. And many of these questions are coming from people who, you know, it's maybe their first foray into cameras or into photography or videography, and they're wondering, well, I don't want to mess this up because, you know, this could be somebody's wedding on the line. If you're just starting out, it doesn't really matter. Like, honestly, it doesn't matter. You just need to get something and start shooting and start crafting and start creating things, and you're going to learn what is actually good. I'm going to tell you this right now. The first camera that you buy is not going to be the camera that you keep for very long at all. I started with a cheap Canon, and I quickly upgraded to Nikon, and then I went to really big Nikons, and then I went to Panasonic, and then I went to Sony. At the end of all this, I've just realized they're just all like similar tools, and they might have slightly more strengths in one area, and they've got weaknesses in another. But if you don't spend the time to really put into them, you never discover the differences, and you don't actually know what's best for you. And it doesn't matter what I say is best. It doesn't matter what any other YouTuber or vlogger or person out there says is best. You need to know for yourself what is actually best, and the only way to find that out is for you to spend the time creating and crafting. Always remember that it's not even about the equipment or the quality of the video from a technical perspective. It's about you taking who you are, how you think, and how you feel, and learning how to capture that and communicate it over a visual medium like this. And until you can figure that out, which really takes time and energy and skill and creating a lot of content so you can look inside and see what's coming out of there, until you go through that process, it doesn't matter what kind of camera you have or which lens you picked or anything like that. You need to learn who you are first and then learn how to communicate that. And there is no way that that can be the same as any other person. So it really doesn't matter what they say. Is look at 2 or 3 reviews and just pick one. Like just pick something and start shooting and get out there. And I've realized like a little bit, I think I'm part of the problem because I'm creating all these videos of comparing this and reviewing that and creating a lot of, I think in some ways it's good content because people can learn something. But I think in many ways I'm incapacitating people from actually starting to create things that actually matter because they're caught up thinking that the equipment really has much impact on that at all. And to be honest, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't matter if you have a Sony, a Canon, or a Panasonic, or an Olympus, or a Nikon. You can create good content with any of those tools. Something might take slightly more work, but there's actually a beauty in learning that process and learning the work and the effort and the workarounds and how you fight through and struggle with something to make it work. There's something very special about that. And so today, if you're watching this and you've been contemplating, should I get this thing or that thing? Or maybe you're even like me, who I'm always out the side of my eyes thinking about, what am I going to upgrade to next? And I need full frame because right now I just have a crop sensor and I want to get this lens or I want to do this. And I obsess about this stuff and I spend so much time thinking about it as opposed to actually going and creating good content. And I'm actually robbing myself. Every once in a while, I need a good reminder that stuff doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is me communicating to a camera in a way that actually makes sense and matters to people and is authentic to who I am. If I'll do that, then I'm going to be creating good content that I like and I feel good about and hopefully will resonate with an audience. And so please, please, just pick something. The best camera is whatever one you can get your hands on and start practicing the communication skills. Cool?